Alrighty, making sure we are all set up. And I know the basket is messy. I can't clean it until we empty it. So we're going to have to empty my everyday makeup basket. For those of you that have not seen it, this is what it looks like. I've got a ton of makeup in here. I honestly haven't, I did one shot my stash off camera, but since then I've not touched this. And I have a bunch of like new makeup I want to swap in. I want to give this a good clean, and I want to shop my stash as well. So, where to start? Where to start? I'm going to start up here. So, I've just got a bunch of kind of random stuff up here. I have this. I think I was going to leave this. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. This is what I was going to pan last year. And I felt drawn to do a couple of looks with this last couple of months. So I wanted to keep it up here along with the little card. Does anyone else miss when eyeshadow palettes came with these cards? I actually really do. They're so cute. Peaches and cream. Like here on the back, I've had all the actual like looks, and then they would tell you how to get it. I don't know. It was like a little bit of extra effort that the companies went to. Now people are just throwing out eyeshadow palettes all willy nilly. All right. And then this is actually, I bought this on Amazon so I could get more practice with makeup. Haven't used it yet though. It looks a little creepy. I kind of like it though. So that goes right there. And then up here, I've got two products that are almost empty but are not quite finished up yet. So I've got the Naked Quickie. It's actually a concealer, but I use it as a foundation. It works a lot better for me as a foundation. And then I've got the Armani Luminous Silk. It's a little bit messy. Yeah, Luminous Silk Concealer in 3.75. This lasted so long. Like, I am actually shocked at how long and how well this has lasted. I already bought a backup because I love this so much. But this still, like, I've been using this for months and it's nowhere near being empty yet. So I appreciate that it is at least, good value for the money. All right, and then everything else that I kept kind of up here um, was a random kind of hodgepodge. I've got a couple of tools I want to test out. Like I picked this up from TikTok Shop. It's like a under eye eyelash, lower lashes stamp. So I've got that, and then I've got the um, what is this liner that came with it. Have not used it yet, so I want to try this out. And then I've got another tool. This one was from AOA Studio, where it's just like a combination, like a mascara guard, but then also it's supposed to help you do your wings liner. So I want to do like a shorts video on this. Oh, and then there was also like another head for the lower eyelashes stamp. So I want to try those. So I'm going to leave the tools in here, but then like the makeup products themselves, I want to go ahead and move out. Oh, I see Justice. Hello. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a everyday makeup basket clean out and a shop my stash. And then speaking of tools, I also picked this up from TikTok Shop. It's another eyeliner tool, except this one is supposed to help you with your like waterline. It looks like this. I don't know. This one was pure impulse buy from the TikTok Shop. So I think I'm actually gonna take this out of the box now and put it in here. And then this one came with two liners. I think it's a black and a brown. Oh, dang, that packaging was strong. Yeah, so one black and then one brown liner to go with that one. So we've got all of those. Move this out of the way. All right, so now to the actual like makeup. First, I've got these samples. I've had these samples for quite some time. They're from K Skin. They're the Isle Glow face lotion. I think it's just tinted sunscreen. What it seems like. Never actually opened this before. I cleaned out all of my like travel samples because we don't travel a whole lot anymore. Yeah. So this looks like just a tinted sunscreen, which would probably turn me orange. So I'd probably only wear this as a primer. So I'll move these into my primer drawer just so that I actually like use them up. Primers. And don't worry, you guys are going to see all of the drawers once we get to the shop my stash portion. And I just realized I ran out of makeup wipes and I don't have my makeup towel over here. So we're gonna have to make do with the cloth I brought over to clean the actual makeup basket. Hello, Michelle. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a shop my stash. And well, first we're cleaning out the makeup basket, then we're doing a shop my stash. Another sample that I was trying to use up. So this is the YSL Glow Balm. So I think this is supposed to be like a liquid highlighter that you could use either as a primer or oh yeah, it's kind of glowy. You can't really see it here. Yeah, you can see it right there a little bit. A little glowy. Um, very scented. Wow. Wow, wow. So I think I'd also put this in my primer drawer just to actually use it. Next we have a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. This is in the shade Tassel, and it's just a really gorgeous, like bright, shimmering white. Look at that. That is pretty. Look how gorgeous that is. That is gorgeous. And I just picked that one up and I was using it pretty often, so I threw it on the top of my makeup basket. Because what you guys don't see is like after I go through and I clean this out and I organize everything and I make it all nice, once I do my makeup every day for a while, I just start throwing shit in. And then that's how it ends up like this, like a hot mess. And there's like a bunch of products everywhere. So I'm gonna put this into my bin of products to put away. And then that way I'm not looking at the same products when I shop my stash. So whenever I pull out of this basket, I tend to put to the side and then put away later, just so I'm not shopping and picking up like the same few products over and over and over again. Next, this is from Danessa Myricks. This is the Blurring Balm Powder. Okay, so it's a powder. I got this as like a little sample in a big sample set. And I gotta look it up. I don't know, is this supposed to be like a primer? It feels like a primer. I don't know how I ended up with so many primers. It has little sample sizes, but I will go ahead and move this into the primer drawer, which is going to need a good reorganization after this. And then last but not least, so I have this mini Natasha Denona palette that I have been loving. This is the mini eye sculpt palette, and honestly, it looks like the most basic kind of just like neutral palette ever. But I gotta say, I really enjoy using this. It blends out super easy. It's like the perfect tones for my skin tone, which is a downside, I would say, as well, because I'm very pale, extremely pale. So I have no idea if this would work well for deeper complexions. Maybe like that half of the palette will work well for deeper complexions. But for me and my complexion, this has been just like such an easy kind of like go-to um like everyday look for work. And then since it's so neutral, I can go in with either a super shock shadow or a liquid shadow to add that extra like oomph to it. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of a slightly less pinky toned, but more like elevated, Wet and Wild Walking on Eggshells. Anyone remember that palette? I think I have it. Let me see. Where's my drugstore? Here we go. So while Walking on Eggshells was more, actually, look at this. That's actually pretty dang close. Because this leans a little bit pinky-ish. Like when I see them side by side, that actually looks pretty darn close. Now, you don't get the black in the Walking on Eggshells from Wet and Wild, which is another reason why I kind of really like this, because if you want to just take something like traveling or heck, if you're just really busy getting ready for work, you've got like just about everything you would need because you could use this. Like I have black hair, I could use this in my brows, I could use it as eyeliner, I could use it in my hairline. Whereas with the Wet and Wild, you just get a really dark brown. But wow, I never realized how close those were. So I kind of want to use these side by side now to give them a good comparison. I kind of skipped. We're already shopping the stash, but that's just what it reminded me of. So I'll put these two to the side because I know I want to put these in the basket together. All right, and I think that covers the top of the shelf. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this little basket of newness up here. This is my old Sephora Rouge card. You know, they used to give out cards for everything. They don't do that anymore. So I keep that nice and safe next to my name tag from where I used to work at Sephora. And I don't know if I'm supposed to keep that, but they never asked for it back. So I still have it. All right. I decide if I want to work my way bottom. No, let's do top down. Okay. So, oh, let's just make a mess everywhere. This is the foundation concealer color corrector drawer, and it quickly became a mess because I was buying quite a few foundations. Like honestly, I bought a lot of foundations lately because I've been having fun like trying new things out. So first I've got the white mixer that I know I'm not going to need with the new things that I just purchased. So I'm going to put that back. This Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, I honestly didn't even really get to use these foundations. Should I keep them in? I really didn't get to test these, but I have so many other foundations. You know, I got a whole drawer. This is how I talk myself into having 10 foundations in my everyday makeup drawer. The Tarte Maracuja Tinted Hydrator, I actually like. It's not my number one favorite, like, tinted BB or CC cream, but it's really good for what it is. The only downside is that I feel like this isn't, I don't know if this is like a full ounce of product. No, it says 1 full ounce. I feel like I wasn't getting as much product as some of the other products that I've tried, but hey. So I'll put that one away because I've tested that and I know I like it. Same with this one. I also just bought quite a few new Misha products. So I'm going to put this one away. This is the Misha Cover Cover BB Cream in the shade number 13. And then this Joa one, unfortunately, the tone, it's just like yellow. It's pretty yellowy, orangey, so I do have to mix it. But I like the finish. Like, this is definitely one that I would mix the foundation with another foundation to get a really nice finish. And I haven't done that in quite some time. I've been using like individual foundations, but I want to get back into like experimenting and mixing different foundations together. So I'm going to make a mental note to come back to this one when I'm ready to mix it with some other stuff. All right, so these are some new purchases to me, even though they're not new products. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Soft Matte Foundation and the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. Now, I actually went into Ulta and got shade matched, so I have Snow for both of these shades. And in the store, they look like they're a pretty good match. And it's like slowly becoming summer. I sweat quite a bit, so I'm looking for more mattifying foundations. So I definitely want to try this. So I'm going to also put this to the side because I want to add that. And then the concealer, I've only used a couple of times. I feel like I'm going to go ahead and put the concealer away because I really want to focus on finishing up this Armani concealer. So I'll put this one into my concealer drawer. Next, what do we got? Dermacol. I broke out really badly quite a few months ago, and they're only just now starting to like calm down my acne breakouts. So I don't need this as much. I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. And I've got two color correctors in here. I actually really like the Tarte color corrector, and I really like these minis. If there's anything I like, it's like cream products that are in mini, so I know I can use up the whole thing before it goes bad. So this is the Tarte Shape Tape Color Corrector in Peach. And then this is the Becca and Smashbox, which, can you look at that packaging? Look at how crazy cheap they went with the package. It literally scrapes right off. But I love the product. Like, this is like the best under eye color corrector I've ever used. So I'm going to leave this. And then I have also the Tarte Shape Tape. What shade are you? Very neutral. So I'll move these back into my collection and we'll pull out some other concealer products. And now that this is empty, give this a quick clean. The good thing about acrylic is you can see everything. The bad thing about acrylic is you can see everything. And I know some people have asked me where I bought this big acrylic box. Unfortunately, the exact one that I purchased this back in 2019. This exact product is no longer available. But on my Amazon storefront, I've linked the closest versions of a box of this size that I could find. So you can just go ahead, go to the description, check out my Amazon storefront. It should be there. All right. So what are we keeping? So the Too Faced Born This Way is going in. I'm going to keep the Makeup Revolution because I feel bad that I didn't actually use them. We've got the Becca and Smashbox Under Eye Brightener. And then let's get into the new products. New. So I finally placed a Yes Style order. I have gotten PR from Yes Style, but this is the first order I placed where I purchased products and got them shipped to me. Downside, it did take 2.5 weeks for shipping, and that was their fast shipping. So I'm hoping, well, actually, I don't know. The world is kind of crazy right now with tariffs and everything. I have no idea how it would be moving forward, but I did want to pick up a few products from Misha because Misha in particular, I love the brand and I wanted to try more from them. So this is, watch me butcher this. This is the Misha Chobyong BB cream. This is in the shade 17. Now, what confused me a little bit about Misha is that for different products, it seems like they have different shade ranges. Like for most of their products, I was like shade 13, whereas this one looks like it might be a good shade for me. And this is shade 17 from a different line. And then next, this is the Misha Blanc, Perfect Blanc Brightening Cream. And this is in the shade 19. Now, this one's called Rosy, so I don't know. How long do I have to pump? There we go. Ooh. Ooh, that is light. Ooh. Wow. So it looks like neither of those shades are great. This one oxidized. Wow. That oxidized a lot. So this one looks really light, but if this one oxidizes down the same way, I feel like that would actually be a better shade match for me. But like I said, like so this one was shade 19, this is shade 17. Who knows? I'm gonna mix them over here just to see. Like, yeah, I probably have to mix them. But that's why I was so confused trying to buy Misha online. I heard that there's an Olive Young store opening up in California. I would love to see that happen here on the East Coast. But until then, I doubt I'm going to be able to see Misha in store. And then this, I really wanted to try out because I've been loving the Tier Cushion Foundation, which I actually like almost completely used up the full cushion. This is the Misha Magic Cushion Cover Lasting Concealer. And again, this is in shade 21 because shades are just not consistent across anything. Let's do. Now I'm going to grab the swatch. Let me see if I can grab it from here. There we go. This one. Wow, that is dark. That is dark. I don't know if you guys can see that, but oof. I might not be able to use that one. We will see. I will try that out. I was hoping it would be lighter, but we shall see. So that's all the new stuff I wanted to add. Move this over so I don't make a mess. And it's time to go down to the next drawer. So what is our next drawer? It is all kind of a mess. So we've got eye products. I've got brow products, eyeshadows, some primers. I've got the Tier Cushion Foundation I was talking about. This is almost empty. So I kind of just want to finish this one up. So let's, man, this drawer is already full. That's what happens when I buy a bunch of foundations. Okay. Primers. I have the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And then I have the Primer Potion in Sin. Let's see, this one feels more used up. So I'm gonna keep this one and put this one away. Just try and finish that one up. I've got this. This is new. I haven't seen this before. I picked this up at Target. I think it's from Maybelline, and this is the Super Fluff Brow Mousse. And they had a black shade that actually looked black, which was surprising because usually brow shades they'll go like super duper warm brown and not black. But that looks nice, so I wanted to try that out. Let's see. I got a bunch of eyeliners. So it's liquid eyeliners. So I have this heart stamp from AOA Studio that I have not used because I haven't had the occasion to really use it, but I do like it. I'll put that away. What I have been using every day now is this NYX Epic Ink Liner in brown. I've been loving this. And then this is another stamp. This is a wing stamp liner. I actually kind of really wish this was in brown. I've been really leaning more towards brown liner. I don't know. And then this is just a black liquid liner from, again, AOA Studio. I like it, but I've been, again, leaning more towards the brown. So I'm going to keep the brown and I'll put these away. And then we've got these. So I've got the Tarte Fake Awake eyeliner in white and in like the creamy kind of shade. I love this. I've been using this like nonstop. It's just like the perfect tone of light beige with like a rosy undertone to it that just looks really spectacular on my under eyes. So I've been using that every day. I was comparing it to the ColourPop one, but ColourPop one is just A, it's darker, and B, it's like not rosy undertone, it's like orange undertone, which is almost too close to red, which made my under eyes look not the greatest. So This one I wasn't as huge a fan of, so I'm gonna put that one away. And then this Tray Loose liner. Unfortunately, you have to sharpen it, so I can't find. I gotta find my sharpener. But I like this liner, but it's pencil and it's not a twist up like the Tarte one is. So the Tarte one is just so much like more convenient for me to use. And then the white one, I haven't been using white as often. I've really been liking like the more beigey kind of color. So let me actually see if I can find my sharpener real quick. I like rearranged. I got the itch one day and I like rearranged all of my drawers and now I can't find much of anything. It just takes a little bit of time. All right, here we go. Found some sharpeners. Let's get this a little sharpened. There we go. See, that's such nice. You guys can do it. That's a nice color. So that's the Trace Loose. And now that I've sharpened this, I will use this more often. And I'll go ahead and I'll swatch the Tarte so you can see. You see how like light and rosy it is? It's so good. I like that so much. All right. Yay. It took me like 2 months to sharpen that stupid pencil. All right. Mascaras and brow. So this is the ABH Brow Freeze Gel. This is the crispiest brow gel I've ever used, and I love it. So we'll be keeping that. Mascara. So the e.l.f. This one I don't think I've used once. It's the e.l.f. Big Mood. I've not used this, so I can keep this. This Lancome one I actually really like, despite the fact that it's like it is super, super like scented. Oh my god, it smells like a perfume, but it works so well. And I gotta admit, I have been duped a few times with samples that I love, and then when I buy the full size product, I hate it. So I don't know. I'm like on the fence about whether I want to pick up a full size of this because I love this one so much. So I'm gonna put it to the side and think about it. Because I do have a Sephora gift card that I still haven't used. So I might use that gift card and pick up a full size of that mascara. We shall see. Um, my next favorite, so this is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara in brown. They call it black brown, but it's brown. I like this mascara. The only downside is that it'll dry off and flake a little bit, but like the curl stays and the color is so pretty that I put up with it. And I've only used this for, it's been, I think, about a month. So I've got another month or two I can use on this before I have to get rid of it. So we will keep those over there. And then I got a couple of the Patrick Ta shadows. Now, I've been testing these for a while now, and I will say I enjoy them. I like them. Do I think they are $42 worth of enjoyment? No. No, I do not. They're very pretty. This one's my favorite. This is the duo in Talk to My Team because it's neutral, but it's sparkly and it's a full look. Like I can use both of these and get like a full look on my eyes. Uh, the downside is that honestly, the component feels cheapy for $42. I would expect. I mean, it looks nice, but it feels light as hell. It feels cheapy. I do like the mirror. I know people were felt different ways about the mirror, but I like the mirror. I don't know, just the quality of the shadows. I feel like maybe because they were hyped up so much, I was expecting so much more. They're good shadows. I don't think they're worth $42 each, though. Um, so that being said, I have tested them out. I've got my thoughts together. I will put these away and I will use them because I will get my freaking money's worth out of these. But I think it's time to finally remove them from my everyday makeup basket. Put them in the bin. And we've got another empty drawer. Let's see, take a look at the chat. Hi, Sophie. Welcome, welcome. It's clean with the same. It probably isn't smart, but I only have one rag that I've been wiping swatches off with and cleaning. But hey, I forgot all my stuff. So we work with what we have. Oh, you get a sneak peek at how full the next drawer is, man. I really just pack these full in between shop my stashes. All right, what are we adding back in? We've got the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. We've got our two liners. We have our eyeshadow primer potion, our brown liquid liner, the Maybelline Super Fluff Brow Mousse, which is such a cool name. I also really like that name. The e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara, and the ABH Brow Please. There we go. Yep. Moving on to the next extra messy drawer. All right. This is kind of a hodgepodge of face products. We've got blushes and bronzers and highlighters and face palettes. So let's start off with the palettes. I've got the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer Contour Palette, which I actually really like. I have the full butter box, but the butter box is kind of a pain in the butt to use. So I picked this up, A, because I wanted to see if it was the same formula. It is, it's great. And B, because I pulled it into my everyday makeup basket because I saw a bunch of looks where people were just using contour and bronzer for their eyeshadow and then throwing the shimmer on top. And all the contour and bronzers I've been using lately have been liquid. So I just wanted a powder one to use. And it does look really pretty. And it still smells like coconut. So nice. So I've been using this. I do want to swap it out, try something else, take it out. Next, I got this Smashbox Ablaze face palette. Honestly, these shades don't work as well on my face anymore. These highlighters are too dark for me. The blushes I can use and get away with. The contour, if I blend this out a lot, I can use. Bronzer, too dark for me. So I don't know. I remember there was once upon a time when I was so excited about this palette and I couldn't wait to get it. And now I can't even like use half the palette, which makes me a little sad. But I brought it out because I really wanted these blushes. And I haven't been using powder blushes as much. I've really been going for the creams and the liquids. So I will put this away. This might move. I was thinking about clearing out a drawer in my collection just to have as like sentimental or historical makeup, like more so a collector's item and less so an everyday like actual makeup item I would use. I might put this in there if that was the case, because I really do like this, but it just doesn't work for me anymore because I am too pale. All right, palettes, Tarte. This is the Clay Play Volume 2, which I brought out specifically for the eyeshadows because I've been just doing a lot of basic neutral eyeshadow looks. It is very pretty. I like everything in this palette except for the contour. I think this contour is just pure orange. This bronzer is pure orange. Um, so I would 100% like pop this out and like pop in a different bronzer, or maybe not even a bronzer, maybe throw in something else. I don't know, but I would like 100% pop that out, and then this would be like a decent palette. It's not as good as the original. The original was incredible, but this palette would be usable if it wasn't for just this pure orange bronzer. And then these I also felt super nostalgic about. I brought out both of my Physicians Formula shimmer bricks. And these I was using as highlighter, I was using as eyeshadow. But these I remember like one of the very first makeup products I ever bought. Wasn't this exact one, because I did pan a full one. So these I've bought within the last year or so. But the product itself was one of the first ones I ever bought. And look, I remember flow one, flow two. Again, it just felt like they were giving you more. Hello. It felt like they were giving you a little bit more effort back then. Whereas now, whenever makeup comes out, it's like the kind of slap. It feels like they're slapdashing it together as a money grab. But like, look how cute the packaging is. A little bow, all those little details that went into it. I don't know. You don't really see this a whole lot anymore. Am I getting nostalgic out of nowhere? I'm getting nostalgic out of nowhere. All right. Most of this is blush. So let's go to the blushes first. I picked out this really neutral camo liquid blush from e.l.f. So I was just feeling a really neutral blush one day. I did move, you'll see when we do the shop my stash portion, I moved a few of the drawers around because honestly my blush drawer was overflowing. I needed a bigger drawer for blush. So I'm going to put this away. We have plenty of blush to pick from. Same here. I pulled out these little mini Rare Beauty ones. But honestly, I gotta say, ever since the ever since the e.l.f. formula came out, and I've been using these Armani ones, I've been reaching less for the Rare Beauty formula. I don't know. I feel like the ColourPop and the Armani, they're just much easier to work with, a little bit less finicky than these, and like they're very similar shades. Like, quite frankly, they're some of them are quite dupes. Yeah, I've been loving the two. It's been the e.l.f. from my drugstore, and then the luxury. I've been loving these luminous silk cheek tints, and I saw they came out with more colors, and I really want them. So I think I'm gonna probably pick up some more. And I just complained that my blush drawer was overflowing. Oh, last but not least, this Milk Makeup cooling water jelly tint. I know these are viral everywhere. I did not hop on this train. I got this in a Sephora kit, and it's just jelly, 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 jelly. I haven't actually used this. Well, I have used it on my face. Ooh, it is cold, but I don't like the shade. I feel like the shade isn't the best for me. I didn't get to pick the shade because it came in like a kit. So I'll put that away, pull it out again in a few months, and see how I feel about it. I think this is a highlighter. Oh no, it's another blush. Surprise. This is from Tarte. This is in the shade Polished. And this was from one of their holiday kits. They had a bunch of these little blushes together, and they're really, really great. So I got that. I got the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. Honestly, I've not really been using liquid highlighter all that much. So I'll put that away for now. And then these, honestly, these have been my go-to favorite bronzers and contours for my paler complexion. This is the NYX Wonder Stick in the shade Fair, and I just use the contour side. It's like such a good contour for light skin. And then from e.l.f., I got two of their camo liquid bronzers and contour. So for me, the shade, if I can read it, dang it, I cannot read that. I cannot read that. I will look these up afterwards and I'll throw them in the description box. But there's one shade that has a really good contour on me and one shade that has a really good bronzer on me. Can I read the bronzer? No, I cannot. That's the downside. But I will add these to the description box. These are wonderful. They're quick to apply. They blend out really easily. The shades look nice. I love them. So those, and then I did fall in love with the Drunk Elephant Debronzy drops. They look really, really natural. I will say this barely shows up on camera. So unless you're piling on like layers and layers or using it all over your face, you're not going to see it on camera. So if you work from home and you need to be on camera, or if you're filming, this isn't going to look amazing. But in everyday life, this looks like the most natural, beautiful bronzer, and it's so nice. So I really do like this. I used up a whole sample before I bought this, and I am happy to say that the sample lives up, the full size lives up to the hype of the sample. So I think I'm going to leave all of these because I've been really enjoying those, especially when I have to get ready like super quick in the mornings because I've just been so tired lately. It's just so easy to do a quick like cushion foundation and then hop in with a little bit of liquid bronzer, liquid contour, throw a blush on, do a quick eye look. I gotta film that. I gotta film a new like 5 minute makeup or a makeup when I'm in a rush kind of video just to show because my what I consider now quick makeup and the products that I use are so different. All right, how are we on time? I have until 6 o'clock, so we got half an hour. We are gonna put in the L, the NYX, that, and that'll be it for this drawer. And we are on our last drawer. This one is a hodgepodge. I'm gonna put this sponge over here to get cleaned. This sponge is clean. I have some powder, so this is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light. This has been my go-to setting powder lately. This Ace Beauté powder is just a little too dark for me. So I think I'm gonna declutter it the next time I have a declutter, but for now I'll just put it back into my drawer. And then the pressed powder, I kept this because I really wanted to finish it up, but I like other powders so much more. So you know what? I think I'm gonna move this up here with the other products that I want to finish up, just to get me to use that up completely. And then for loose powder, I have been using the Laura Mercier, and this was just the I think holiday packaging from this last year. It's just the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder, an oldie but a goodie, a classic. So I think I'm gonna leave. Should I switch these up? I don't know. This is a maybe because I've got so many other powders I could be using, but I really like those. All right, eyeshadow. I just threw a bunch of stuff in here. I was experimenting. I was trying new things. I bought some new things. So This was something I got in PR. This was from a Yes Style box, and it's actually really pretty. I love the shimmers in here. I like the light shades in here. The only downside is I wish we had just like a little bit more of this palette with a few more darker like blending shades. But I know that like in general, K-beauty tends to go light, especially with eye makeup. But this is just really, really pretty. I really like it. But I tested it out, so I will put it away. Another palette I have been reaching for has been the Too Faced Aptly in Love palette. I know you can see which shades I've been using the most just based on how messy they are. A lot of the light shimmers. I really like the shade Sweetie Pie. It's really nice. Um, this is going to be a gorgeous shade for the summer. This is the shade Pick Me. So pretty. So pretty. And honestly, this is such a good companion palette to the Sweet Peach. Let me pull it out. You guys can see them side by side because it's so. Look at that. They are so pretty. They see now this makes me want to keep it out longer. I don't know. I feel like I want to put it away because I've got more eyeshadows I want to play with, but they're just so pretty together. And I love like this makes me think of old school Too Faced. Like these tin kind of eyeshadow palettes are so good. So good. Next, I had a Tom Ford quad. This I got in PR a while ago, and I really like it. I really want to try. I saw another one where it was a more neutrally kind of eyeshadow quad. I saw it on Red Note, and it looked gorgeous on the person who was wearing it. But here, I've really been using these two shades, especially with more of the neutral palettes that I've been playing with. So I'm gonna put this away for a little bit, and we'll pick out some other palettes. All right, and then last but certainly not least, I have two Pat McGrath palettes. Can you please go back in? Why aren't you going in? There we go. All right. So the first one I had, and actually I decluttered this, and then I tried to sell it online, and then they stopped letting. Was it Depop? Depop stopped allowing you to sell makeup, so I couldn't sell it. So I undecluttered it so I could actually use it. This is the. Ooh, look how pretty that looks in the light. This is the Divine Rose #2 palette, and it looks pretty, but I don't know. This palette, like, I think my expectations might have been too high. I don't know why, but like for $100 and something, I was expecting just like blow my mind quality, and this wasn't like super duper it. This shade in particular has a lot of chunky glitter in it, and one time it got in my eye and it hurt like a bitch. But I don't know. And the rest of the shades, I feel like I can't do a full look of this palette unless it's gonna be out there, which I understand. It's pattern craft, but I don't know. This one was just such a kind of like visceral letdown for me. And it hasn't won me back yet. But this one, this one got me hook, line, and sinker. This is the Petalmorphosis palette, and I actually picked this up like day one of the Sephora sale, so I can get that money off. This palette to me, which is crazy because I feel like some of the same shades are here. Like these two, I feel like are the same from the other palette. I feel like 50% of her like big palettes like this are repeat shades, but this one is just gorgeous. Like these greens got me. The greens got me. The greens, the like lime green kind of like goldy shade. This like iridescent like purpley shade. This one got me hook, line, and sinker. And I feel like I haven't been able to play with it as much as I would like because I can't wear super duper bright shades for work. But ooh, I want to play with this one more. I'm probably gonna leave this one out. It's so pretty. It is so pretty. I also did a short where I swatched these shades so you can actually like see them. But I'll put away the Divine Rose too. And there we go. Let me just give this a quick clean. I will put these eyeshadow palettes back and then we'll shop my stash. And it'll have to be a quick shop. We got 20 minutes left. And then I gotta go make dinner. I'm actually super excited. I'm doing breakfast for dinner tonight. I love breakfast for dinner. I'm making French toast. Okay, okay. Right, Pat McGrath, Petalmorphosis, the two almost kind of dupes I talked about earlier in the video. And then these, Shroud Cosmetics is unfortunately closing. And I know there's been a lot of just ups and downs with the company. It is unfortunate that the owner isn't able to continue the company because the quality of the shadows is just chef's kiss. So I placed one last order and I did get it. I know a couple of people were worried I wasn't gonna get it. But this is the Dark Academia palette, which is just stunning. This is stunning. Especially these shimmer. Look at those shimmers. Just, oh, they're duochromes. Look at those. Oh, okay. So I got that. And then I got the Arcana palette. This one, again, grungy, rainbow. And I feel like those palettes will also work really well together. So excited to use those. And I'm sure as we go through my stash, we'll find more. And then for the powders, I'll set them to the side for now, since I don't know whether we're going to pull more powders out or if I'm just going to keep using those. So we've got that. Where should we start? I'll show you guys around the drawers that even though I might not actually be shopping them, since the way I have my vanity set up, I don't have to. Here, let me do a little quick impromptu cleanup, and I can show you guys the setup. So this is my vanity. I sit here and I do my makeup. I've got all my eyeshadow brushes here. Everyday makeup basket goes over there. This is my computer editing everything set up over here. And then underneath here, I have a 5-drawer Alex over here and a 5-drawer Alex over here. Now, previously, I had all of my makeup in here and here. I swapped that out a little bit because I needed more room, specifically for the blushes. So let's start on the right side. So over here, the top drawer is my makeup tools. So I've got like setting sprays over here, Cinema Secrets brush cleaner, Q-tips. I've got like tweezers and color switches and palettes and stuff like that. So these are like tools. The next drawer down, so this is where I moved blushes. It's not 100% done yet, but this is powder blushes. And then this is liquid blushes. So I need to get a liner for this one as well. But I like the idea, and I might get some different containers to kind of do them vertically instead of, the mishmash it kind of is. But I moved blushes over here because there just wasn't enough room in the previous drawer where I had them. So, blush, blush, blush. What should we do for blush? This Bloom palette is really pretty. Again, I've been reaching more so for the liquids. And these are hard to open one-handed. More of these little Tarte blushes are really, really pretty. Look at all the e.l.f. blushes I have. I freaking love the e.l.f. blushes. They're really, really good. Okay, I'm going to pull out this Cheek Kiss from Milani because it's a very, very orangey shade that I really like. And then, you know what? I feel like I want to give this another shot. This is the Big Makeup Forever palette. And I am going to travel at the end of the month. So I might pull out both my Makeup Forever palettes. I have the contour and the bronzer one, and then I have the blush one. And those might be just all I take for travel. So I will pull that one out. And then I think that would be good for blush. So those are the new blush drawers. Down here, these are all setting sprays. And then I've got just like some makeup brush cleaner, a little bit of lashes. I don't really wear lashes all that much, so not a whole lot. And then I think down here, yeah, this is just tools for cleaning, washing, drying my makeup sponges and makeup brushes. So that's everything on the right side of the vanity. When we come on over here, top drawer is primer. Now, I just threw these in while we were talking earlier, so it is kind of a hot mess. Let's put you back there. I need to use up more of these primers. Anyway, So I don't pick primer for my everyday makeup drawer just because like it is right here. It's the first drawer on my left. So every morning I just come over and I pick whatever primer I'm going to use for the day. My most recent additions have been the new Milani Conceal and Perfect. And I love this packaging because look, like the little thingy, it's built in. That is genius. I love it. And that did go viral on TikTok, and I've been trying it out, and I really do like it so far. So that's primer. Next drawer, look, oh, the sunset is, it's really sunsetting right now. It's looking gorgeous. So foundation. So this is drawer 1 of foundations. Ultimately, I think if I get more into cushion foundations, I'm gonna do a drawer of cushion foundations and BBCC creams, and then a drawer of regular or other foundations. So this is what I got. Honestly, I've got enough foundation. I don't need to pull out any more foundation. But what I may pull out is just well, the shade isn't my shade anymore, but this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, which is my go-to summer foundation. I have shade 105, but really I'm shade 102. So I might use 105 just to mix with other stuff. But other than that, I think that's it here. And then down here, this is overflow for foundations. Down here, this is like BBCC creams. And then concealers. So, concealer. I already have a color corrector. I did just pick up this color corrector. I had the color corrector. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser. I had the pink and the yellow. I did not have the green, so I picked up the green for redness. I'm getting a lot of redness on my cheeks. So I will pull that one out. I don't really have a whole lot of concealers. So what do I have over there again? I don't have any concealers. Okay, so let's see. Just the Armani one that I want to finish up. So let me pull. You know what? This one's almost done. Let's actually pull out the Instant Age Rewind. There we go. Right, so concealer, foundation. Here we go. This is powder and also sponges. So clean sponges, dirty sponges. Poof poofs. I've got pressed powder, which I don't think I need a pressed powder, but I was looking at loose powder. See back there, I've got loose powder down the middle. You know what? Powder is more so something that I can like use up. Like I'll use up a product and then I'll reach for another one. I don't know why I ended up with so many. That's a lie. I ended up with so many because I stock up. Because I remember a time when I couldn't afford to stock up. That's why. So, I think I'm okay. I might pull out another poof poof. Like a round one. Yeah, let's pull out a round poof poof. All right. And then down here, these are all face palettes. So I think I'm going to pull out the 2 cream face palettes that I have from Makeup Forever, just so that I have those ready for travel. But the rest of these, I'll leave as is. And then, last but not least, over here. So the second drawer used to be blushes, and the top drawer used to be bronzers and contours. I swapped this out and made this lipsticks because I have a lot less lipsticks than anything else, and these drawers are a lot smaller than the other one. So these are all lipsticks and lip glosses. And honestly, I really just use lip balm. Like really over here, I've got like the Summer Fridays lip balms. I've been liking lip stains and lip glosses, but I don't have a whole lot of them. So I'm not going to pull anything out in particular. Yeah, I'm going to leave this. See, this is bronzer contour. So here it is. This is the Makeup Forever HD palette I was talking about earlier. I'll pull that out. And then you know what I would love? Remember that Tarte palette I was talking about earlier? I would love to like pull. No, I can't open this with one hand. I'd love to pull one of these bronzers out and replace it in that Tarte palette because these aren't orangey. I don't know why the one in that palette is so orangey. This is the Park Avenue Princess palette. Anyway, someday. That'll be a project for another day. And I think that's it. This e.l.f. shade is too, I just mark it because I can't read the shades, but this one's too dark for me. It doesn't look good, so I am going to declutter that one. But the other 2 shades that I have work so well on my complexion. And do I want the Milani? This is, again, another, like, super duper natural. I might pull this one out. I probably wouldn't travel with this because it's so big and bulky, but this is the Milani Baked Bronzer. I think it's in the same Dulce. Yeah, Dulce. This is another one where it doesn't look fantastic on camera, but it looks amazing in real life. Okay, I'm pulling that one. So, bronzers and contours. Next drawer is highlighters. I don't use, what's a lie? I sometimes use highlighter. You know what I want to pull out? All the way back here. Of course, it's all the way back here. Yeah. 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 So these are like a hodgepodge of ABH highlighter shades from different palettes. And I'm feeling these colors for like shimmer on the eye or inner corner highlight. Yeah, we're going to pull those. Also got the Sugar Glow Kit. Let me see. That over. This is the Moonchild Glow Kit. This is also a really good one for inner corner highlights and stuff because they're really unique shades. These are so old, but you'll pry them from my cold dead fingers. Let's see, got individual highlighters. I got some Dior palettes over here. I still haven't found a liquid highlight that really just like sings to me. I don't know. Okay, I think that's it for highlighter. Yeah, all right. These are eyeliners, and then back here I've got some mascara and brow products. Let's see. So I've got liner for the waterline, and I've got another Tarte Fake Awake over here because I love it. Do I want anything else? You know, I don't really have a whole lot of like brown. I've really been reaching for brown. This is, are you brown? I think you're brown. Yeah, I'll bring this one out. This NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. Did it. And then this shade. Yeah, I'll bring those out. And then I've got liquid liner. I don't need to swap out my brow or my mascara products. So I think that's good there. All right, so this is liquid shadow, individual shadows, and then primers and stuff over here. I'm trying to just go through these primers. I probably won't swap them out until I'm finished with something else. I will bring out the NYX glitter glue though. I feel like I might need that for some of the eyeshadows that I'm working with. These are all single shadows. I feel like I'm not gonna bring any of these out. Whenever I want to use like a liquid shadow, I just come over here and I pull it out. But for right now, I don't know. None of these are really calling to me. And then these last four drawers, that are all they're all eyeshadow palettes. So let me see. I already have quite a few palettes, so I really should only pull like one or two palettes from here. So I've got, these are all mini Natasha Denona palettes. I should do a video with all of like my mini palette collection. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. I'm getting distracted. Let's okay. We got the Bloom. The golden palette is gorgeous. Ooh, okay. I'll bring this one out. So I got the Natasha Denona Golden. palette. And then, okay, so that was luxury eyeshadow. This is drugstore and affordable eyeshadow. I already have a Wet n Wild palette. What do we got over here? ColourPop, Elf. And then we've got Alter Ego. These Zodiac palettes are huge. I do like them. I haven't pulled them out in a while. Maybe not this month. Okay, let's try. These are indie. And these are mid. This is a mess. These are my mid-range palettes. Let me get onto the floor. I just threw palettes back in here. It's a mess. Got the little rock. Okay, let's try to organize this a little bit. I can't get over how pretty this palette is. This was like the first, I think, palette she came out with. The Kylie Cosmetics Blue Green palette, I think. Something blue green honey. You know, I love these melt palettes. They're huge and kind of a pain in the ass to store. All right, so down here, KVD, we got some Pure, Tarte, Urban Decay, Tarte. I got it. See, and these are even like, they used to be sorted by brand. They're not sorted by brand anymore. We got some ABH. Soft Land. Oh, that's a mess. That is pretty. So pretty though. Dang it. And then the Sultry. Nah. Oh no, I'm feeling this one. Okay. We'll pull up the Sultry. And then I've got the Too Faced, more of the tin palettes that I love. This is the Italian Spritz. How pretty. Another Sweet Peach because I'm nuts. The Pumpkin Spice. I love these stupid tin palettes. And then the Chocolate Bonbons. How pretty. Pretty. Okay. So now I'm gonna put these back on the hook. Kylie, Huda, over Kylie. It's a little bit better, kind of. All right, let me put all the stuff over here now, and we will refill the bin. Right. Now the sunset light is coming in. Look how pretty. All right. Let's get you above the thingy. Okay. So this is going away. Palettes. Got you. And with that you. I want to see if these were, yeah, like that. Then we're keeping the powders. Boom. Okay. For here, we've got the Makeup Forever palettes. Bronzer, and then the highlighters. And then our little blush. Oops, I forgot. Our poof for the powder. Okay. And then up here we've got our liners. Our NYX glitter glue. Wow, not a whole lot in this drawer. But yeah, that's it. And then up here, the ever full drawer, we're adding in the Maybelline Fit Me, and then the concealer and color corrector. Boom. We did it. So this is the final everyday makeup basket. Let me move the dirty rag. The final everyday makeup basket. Up top, our cute little eyes. Would you see a special guest? Rex, chunky boy. He's taking a nap, taking a snoozle in the sun. So that's the top. This is drawer number 1, all of our foundations and concealers. This is drawer number 2. Drawer number 3. Oh, look how pretty this looks in the sunlight. That is gorgeous. And then eyeshadow palettes is stuff full because I've got a lot of palettes I like to play with. So that is it. This is everything I have to put away. That is a hot mess to end on. So thank you guys so much for joining me for another Shop My Stash, cleaning out my everyday makeup basket. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments on the replay what you're going to be using for this month. And I can't wait to see you in my next video or live stream. Bye.